Good afternoon and welcome along to another video. Today is Saturday the 6th of June 2020, and in today's video I'm going to look ahead and preview night number 18 of Remote Darts League 2. But before we talk about night number 18, I'll reflect back on night number 17 a little bit. It was a great night for Lorraine Winstanley. She won 3 matches out of 3, Laura Turner won 2 matches out of 3, and Stacey Pace won 1 match out of 3. Unfortunately, Tina Osborne didn't win any matches and ended up the league pointless. Let's have a little look at the league table. James Richardson currently sits top with 22 points. Paul Hogan sits second with 20 points, and then it's a real close cluster from Larry Butler in 3rd place with 18 points down to Justin Thompson in 10th place with 15 points. But we'll talk about the penultimate night's matches. It's all to play for with 12 matches to go. Who can make that top 4 and semi-finals night? The 4 players going to take part tonight are John O'Shea, Richard Veenstra, Joe Chaney and Justin Thompson. So they're all vying for the top 4 places, and they'll all have to have very good nights to get into that top 4. The first player we're going to talk about is John O'Shea, and he's the current L-Star Masters champion, and he currently sits in 6th place in the table with 17 points and a plus 25 leg difference. He's been on a very, very good run recently. He's got 5 wins out of his last 5 matches. He's beat Darren Hirwini by 6 legs to 2 with an 85 average. He then went on and beat Tony O'Shea by 6 legs to 1 with a 90 average. And importantly, he beat Larry Butler in his last game by 6 legs to 4 and an 89 average. He showed real grit and determination after losing 6 matches to go to James Richardson by 6 legs to 0. James Richardson averaged 92 in that match. I say John O'Shea is really inconsistent. One night he can average 110. The next night averages 80. There's just no consistency with John O'Shea's play. The second player we're going to talk about is Richard Veenstra. Now, Richard currently sits in 7th place in the table with 17 points and a plus 24 leg difference. He lost his last match that he played, but before that he had won 6 matches in a row. The match that he lost last was to David Cameron by 6 legs to 3. It was a very, very good encounter. Richard averaged 95 in that match and David Cameron averaged 92. Again, Richard, one of those players up and down, but it's been more downs than up for Richard recently, but I think this will turn about in night number 18 of Remote Darts League 2. The third player we're going to talk about is Joe Chaney. Now, he currently sits in 9th place in the table and he'll do a very, very good night. I think he'll need all 6 points to get into that playoff hunt. And he currently sits with 16 points and a plus 9 leg difference, but he does have 2 wins in a row. And his most important one out of those 2 was a 6-3 win over Trebor Treacle with an 84 average. He's brought great energy so far to Remote Darts League 2. The last player we're going to talk about is Justin Thompson. Now, he currently sits in 10th place in the table with 15 points and a plus 20 leg difference. Justin's slow, methodical, but he's one of those gatekeeper players. If you're to compete at the next level, you have to beat Justin Thompson in Australia. He's a great player at that level in Australia. And he started the phase in the league phases with 3 wins out of 3, but he's lost 4 matches in his last 9 games, and he's lost to David Cameron by 6 legs to 4, he's lost to Paul Hogan by 6 legs to 3, he's lost to Jim Williams by 6 legs to 1, and he's lost to Dan Hirwini by 6 legs to 3. But his most important result, I would say, so far was the draw he picked up against James Richardson. Only 2 people have managed that, and he is one of them. He managed that feat on the 25th of May. Now let's talk about the matches that are going to take place. So let's see, there's the order of play that's going to take place. And we'll see John O'Shea take on Richard Veenstra. As I said previously, I think this will be a night where Richard Veenstra will shine. I think they win this game by 6 legs to 3. I think Richard averaged about 92 in this game compared to John's 87, and I think it was a 6-3 win for Richard Veenstra. The second match of the evening sees Joe Chaney take on Justin Thompson, and I think it's a very, very tight game. I'm going for a 5 each draw here. I think both styles don't really clash, but I think we'll see about an 85 average from both and a 5 each draw in this game. The third game of the evening sees Joe Chaney take on John O'Shea. Now, I think that John O'Shea's will just have just that little bit moments of magic, which he produced in the Masters at the end of last year, and I think it'll be too good for Joe Chaney in this game, and I think John O'Shea will win this game by 6 legs to 4. The fourth game of the evening sees Justin Thompson take on Richard Veenstra, and I think that Richard Veenstra will average very good here. I think he'll average 96-97 against Justin Thompson. who'll average about 9 in this game. He'll be very consistent against Richard because he'll have that pace that he can get into the game. And I think that Richard Veenstra will win this game by 6 legs to 2. The penultimate game of the evening sees Justin Thompson take on John O'Shea. Now, I think John O'Shea will win this game by 6 legs to 3. I think what we'll see before, I think that John O'Shea will up his game, like we've seen against Larry Butler in his last game and the last time he played. And I think it'll be too much for Justin Thompson. I think a 6-3 win for John O'Shea. The last game of the evening sees Richard Veenstra take on Joe Chaney. Now, this should be an interesting match. Both have had very close games previously, but I don't think it'll be that close. I think that Richard Veenstra will win this game by 6 legs to 3. So that's my predictions for this video, and I think it'll be very, very tight going into night number 19, which will be the last night of action before the playoffs in the Remote Darts League 2. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and until tomorrow, I'll see you then. Goodbye.